So we're playing Southampton at the weekend. Not a great result midweek in Europe, especially with Luke Shaw's fractured leg. Stephen Howson, you've got your spreadsheets ready. How much of a loss is Luke Shaw going to be, and what do we do about the left-back position?
The problem with losing Luke Shaw is that you've not just lost Luke Shaw, you've lost what's been a unit in the back four that we've had, which has been great so far this season. In terms of his impact that we're going to lose, we're going to find out. I would like to see us move Damian over to the left, in all honesty, so we can bring in an actual right back rather than moving a centre back or Blind to left back, because I think we need to keep Blind where he was, because that unit needs to stay together as much as possible. Because I think going forward, those four, including Blind, could be a real centre half or a defensive unit even.
Okay, Gaz, do you agree?
Elson, you said move Damian to left back.
Yep.
Who are you going to play right back? Don't say Valencia. Oh my God.
No, I'm not going to say Valencia. I'm going to throw a complete wild card out for you, and I want to see that fella Varela get a shout.
Ooh, see, I think it's a bit too soon for that personally. I think we're going to lose a lot individually from Luke Shaw not being there, just because, I mean, his forward runs this at times this season, and some of the ability that he's had to get back as well. I think we lose, and it's sort of now like an either or sort of situation that we're in with our left backs, where if we want a technically gifted left back who is composed and can play a good pass, we play Daley Blind there. If we want an aggressive left back who can make runs down the down the wings and actually, you know, sort of attack the opposition, then we play Rojo there. But they're two good choices. But what it also means is that we are going to be playing a centre defender at left back no matter what. And what it shows that is that we really should have bought a centre half in the summer. I think everyone agreed that we needed one because there will be injuries and we will have to pay for it. And now it's looking like that could come into play. One more central defensive injury, in fact, one more any defensive injury, and we are in trouble.
We're going to see the likes of Ashley Young playing left back. Jonas, from a neutral perspective, what do you think?
No, I completely agree with both of these guys.
Hang on. Get off that fence. They said different things.
Well, I agree that if you get an injury, you're pretty much screwed for the rest of the season. And I also agree that it will be very interesting to see Guillermo Varela being given a chance at right back if you move Darmian over to the left, which he has played for a good while, both for Italy and for Torino. So I think that both those ideas would be interesting. And I also think that in losing Luke Shaw, you lose a lot of penetration as well. I mean, when United have struggled for the most part in games, the one who has been able to add some of that and some width as well has been Luke Shaw. So I think that Daley Blind will probably be the one that they will go for because he's the better passer and he also had a great second half of the season in that position. But I do wonder sort of what that means long term, because United really had a great nucleus at the back now with Shaw, with Darmian, with Blind and Smalling, and sort of moving that and switching that around now could be hazardous for United.
Okay, right. Still on the same sort of theme, let's talk about squad size, because United struggled in the Champions League midweek. We didn't get the result we wanted. We lost a player. Is the squad big enough to cope with the demands of playing 2 games a week? We'll be all right on Sunday, because the manager pointed out he had to play Martial because he ran out of options, essentially. Go on, Howson.
Well, do you know what? If you ever look at what we've let go over the last couple of years, and what we had to bring on last night. We had to bring on Valencia and we had to bring on Fellaini chasing the game. Did anybody have any confidence that those two was going to be a game changer and going to bring something new and force us to make a goal? There was no excitement, there was no pace, there was no penetration, there was no quality in there. Here's what we've let go in the last couple of years, including Fergie's last year. But I think any of these names could have come in and made a difference. RVP, Chico, Falcao, even Enrique might have come on and done something. Welbeck, Kagawa, Zaha, those players would have probably all played last night. But when you consider what we also lost at the end of the Moyes era with Rio, Vidic, Evra, Giggs and Scholes going, that is an enormous amount of talent, experience, quality that we just have not replaced. And what we have got now is substandard squad B and C level players that we're trying to bring into the game. Last night, I did a review after the game, the PSV game, talking about what City had brought on. They brought on Kevin De Bruyne, Otamendi and Aguero. People completely missed the point of what I was trying to say there, because it was like, well, they didn't change the game for City. No, but they had them on the bench. when you look at our bench, you go, you warm up, because I see nothing in our bench that I go, yes, if it's 0-0 after 60, we bring this guy on and things are going to change. I don't see that with us at the moment, and that's going to lead to us picking up more injuries because we're an injury-prone team. We had nearly 60 first-team player injuries last season, and if we get half of that this year, we're in the CAC big time.
Gaz, in the CAC.
Yeah, I definitely think we are thin in defence. We're obviously thin up front, and we're thin on the wings as well, I think, personally, in terms of backup quality.
We're all right in net, though.
And yeah, we're all right in goal. We've got about 5 of them. Only one of them's any good. And I think that the only positive was, for me, from Louis van Gaal letting all these players go and not bringing that many players in, is that maybe we'll see the youth get a chance. For me, this probably says that Louis van Gaal has a lot of faith in players like McNair, in Pereira, and players like that, and even Varela, who you mentioned before. Maybe Louis van Gaal has a bit of faith in him and can see them as a backup option. And we've not really seen those players properly, apart from maybe McNair, properly in a United shirt, starting games. So if needed, let's see how they do in the team.
Okay, all right. Jonas, what do you think? Is the squad big enough? Is it strong enough?
No, I don't think so. I think that you clearly need at least one, maybe even 2 central defenders. I still think you need maybe a left or a right back as well. It's clearly not enough strikers in the team. I mean, that was the one thing everyone knew about Manchester United. You know, if they really weren't that good defensively, they always had an attack. They would always score a goal. I mean, I'm looking at this team, and I looked at it yesterday, and I looked at it against Liverpool as well. To be quite honest, looking at the strikers in the striking department, you really don't see a name which kind of makes you go, oof. I mean, this guy you have to watch out for. I mean, Fellaini is not a striker. Martial is 19. I mean, he could be a world beater one day, but I mean, you're not expecting him to do it now. Wayne Rooney, I mean, he can be that good, but has he really been that good since 2009, 2010? I'm not quite sure. So I mean, there's just clearly some sort of, I mean, they lack so many players in so many different departments in terms of squad depth and in terms of bringing on quality from the bench. I mean, Howson mentioned really well there the sort of players that City can bring on. I mean, that's the sort of depth you need. I mean, every big team has that. Real Madrid has that. Bayern Munich has that. Barcelona has that. Everyone has it. If you want to be at the top of Europe and the top of England nowadays, you need that sort of quality. And Manchester United clearly doesn't have it.
Well, we've got Fellaini. Right, Howson. What would be your team playing Southampton?
I'm going to go back on what I just said, because I'm going to pick a team that I think Van Gaal will probably go for rather than the team that I would like him to play. I basically just swapped Rowo in for the injured Shaw.
We want the team that you would play.
The team I would play.
Yeah, there's no point guessing what he's going to do. There's no fun in that. We want to know what you would do.
Well, the one I would go for then would be, as I said earlier, I'd go for Damian. As Jonas said, he's played left back several times for Italy and for Torino. I would go for him at left back, which is why I like the Dennis Irwin comparisons with him, not the Gary Neville comparisons with him, because he can play either side. I would go for Varela at right back, because every time I've seen him, he's impressed me. He's just a solid workhorse of a defender, and I think he's got a bit of pace and he offers a little bit going forward as well. I want to keep Smalling and Blind as a partnership, because I think what they've done so far is great, and I want to see them build on that understanding. And then I would go for a change in midfield. Bastian's now played 4 or 5 90 minutes on the bounce. I think it's probably a bit of time to manage him a little bit. Schneiderlin and Carrick as my midfield 2. And then Mata back out onto the right, because I think he was pretty ineffectual against PSV, which I was sad to see, because I was hoping he was going to grab that chance with both hands. Herrera has got to play. He's got to be in the middle. Memphis got to play, got to be out on that left. And Martial, because I think Rooney's still going to be out. I thought he played really well against PSV. I want to see him and Memphis continue that chemistry that they've sort of built up. With the chemistry that Mata and Herrera have got, we might start seeing something happen. But people got to remember, the names I listed earlier, they've all gone, and we are looking at a pretty much new team. Apart from Smalling, Carrick and De Gea, they're all new players. So you've got 8 out of your 11 there that are coming in and being new players, learning the club, learning the ground, learning the teammates. And I think we have to be patient, but I do think we just got to stick with what we've got, and hopefully they'll start to gel and we'll start to see some results.
Okay, Gary Drinkwater, you're up.
Thank you, Samuel. I've actually gone for pretty much the same team as Howson, funnily enough, in attack and midfield. Only difference is at the back, where I've got Rojo at left back, Blind, Smalling in the middle, and Darmian on the right. Yeah, I agree with House, and I think it would be harsh to split up Blind and Smalling after the start to the season. Also agree that Schweinsteiger will need a rest. You know, he played for the 2 games for Germany as well, so I'm surprised that he played on Tuesday night, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think we'll see Schweinsteiger play. And actually, one difference is I put Rooney up front because I'm presuming he's going to be fit. I feel like we only didn't take him yesterday as sort of a precaution, like Van Gaal said, and I think we'll see him play, and hopefully he can start his Premier League scoring form.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Jonas.
Yeah, I have De Gea in goal. I mean, what I would play is probably different from what Van Gaal would play, but I'd play Blind on left back. I play Marcos Rojo along with Smalling because I think Rojo needs to play as well to sort of get into match rhythm, as Van Gaal likes to call it. And I'd Darmian on the right side. I'd play Schweinsteiger at least for 45 minutes because I like the way he dictates play, and I think he's really important in these big games, especially big away games. And I think Southampton away is going to be very difficult for Manchester United. It certainly was last season. I also think Morgan Schneiderlin next to him is going to be very important because they need some energy there. I mean, they really need someone to sort of grab the game when they need something from the midfield. I'd actually play Ashley Young on the left, and I'd play Fellaini behind the striker. And then I have Mata out on the right, and I'd have, if Rooney is fit, I'd play Rooney, or else I'd play Martial. I think that in this sort of game, you need physicality. You need someone to sort of try to isolate Wanyama because he is so dominant when he gets that sort of space and when he is allowed to sort of dictate from deep. And I think just placing Fellaini there and making him, you know, stay a bit busy on Fellaini might actually be able to neutralize him from the game. So I think that if you can isolate Wanyama with Fellaini, that is going to open up so much space. And I also think that the Young's crossing is essentially better than Memphis Depay's in terms of consistency. I think that Depay can do
nowhere near a red shirt.
I like Young. I think that he's been given a tough break by
this lad here. This lad he's been given a tough break by Stephen Howson.
Hate him.
He works really hard, but he does. The only thing he does consistently is give the ball to no one.
I actually quite like his crossing, to be honest with you. I think that he was given a really, really tough break by fans last season. I think that the second half of the season, he was probably Manchester United's best player. I mean, he was fantastic at times. Yeah, I know. I mean, I understand Howson doesn't like him. That's fine. But I think that he deserves more credit than he was given. Okay. And I also think that Memphis has been very good in the Champions League, but I still think that he lacks a little bit in the Premier League. I don't know if it's the tempo or if it's that he isn't physically ready for it. I don't know what it is. But I still think that in tough away games, and going to St. Mary's is always difficult, regardless of what team you are. I think you kind of need the players with experience, and he is one of those players.
Okay. Right, guys, let us know what you thought of everybody's teams. Take it easy on Jonas. Get in the comments below. Now, Howson, who are the people at Southampton that are going to cause us problems?
They've got several. I think as a team, they're going to be very, very difficult. Like Jonas said, we struggled there last year. We struggled there the year before. They've got a good manager. They've got a good work ethic. They're difficult to beat. This season, I think they're 1-1, drawn 3, lost 1, something along those lines. So they're a bit inconsistent themselves. But they've got Pell, obviously. Sadio Mane, who's a quality player. And I think the issue for us is going to be whoever we play against at left back is coming up against Tadic, and he's going to cause us some issues. That's the one where I'm worried, is who's going to play at left back and keep him quiet, because I think if we allow him space on the counter especially, because I do expect that we'll probably play the way we always play, which is we'll dominate the possession, but if we hit on the counter, they've got the pace and they've got the ability to hurt us.
Okay. Jonas, anything you want to add?
No, I completely agree with that, actually. And I wonder if Jay Rodriguez is going to play a part. And I like his movement. So, I mean, if you have him playing as maybe the left-sided player, if Tadic doesn't play and Mane plays on the right, I mean, you might have someone to support Pele up front as well. And, I mean, if you have him as a big target man with Rodriguez moving around him, that's difficult to pick up.
Okay. Gaz?
I think there's going to be some really interesting sort of individual duels in this. I mean, Jonas said before about putting Fellaini on Wanyama. Personally, I'm hoping that Schneiderlin can do a job on him. But, you know, maybe we do need someone a bit more physical on him. And yeah, like Howson said, going to be really interesting to see who starts at fullbacks for us, because they're going to have quite a job on their hands, especially against that Mane who's absolutely bloody rapid.
Okay, right. This is it. Prediction time. First one in our brand spanking new studio. Stephen Howson, you can go first.
2-2.
2-2. Nice. Jonas?
I was very negative the last time, so I'm going to be a little bit more positive this time, and I'll say 1-0 Manchester United.
Okay.
I was going to say 1-0. I was feeling positive as well. 2-1, I'll say. 2-1.
2-1 to whom?
United.
Oh, nice prediction. I will predict that the score will be 2 goals to no goals to the Manchester United Reds. Let us know what you think. Get in the comments below. Thank you guys for joining us on Skype. I will also point out while I'm sat here that we are doing a ridiculously amazing competition. You can win flights to England, hotel stay in a hotel at Old Trafford.
My
you can
house.
watch the game, and you will win a telephone. I don't know if you need a phone, but you'll get one. Take some pictures and stuff. It is properly brilliant. Details are below. Guys, thank you very much. Peace out.